Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to the Secret of Monkey Island Special Edition. Let's continue. So we're back to Mêlée Island. We don't have but 2 items, one of which being our money, and we are at the last part of the game, and I would not be surprised one bit if we are...
The church is the other way.
Like, we can't even walk the other direction. So the game just automatically...
Hey,
walks me this direction.
wait a second.
We just gotta finish this part. Let's see. I'm selling this fine mouthwash. Could I interest you in some root beer, sir? Want to see a neat trick? Swill this creepy crawly.
I'm selling this fine mouthwash.
Is it mint flavored? I only like the minty kind.
So that dissolved the top half of the ghost. And so now we're to take on the ghost with our magical spritzers. And one would assume what's going to happen here is I can just walk this direction. Or, you know, we might be able just to use this on this guy. So it seems like we're just gonna win.
Do you have an invitation to the wedding?
Now they said there was 30 of these ghosts. We've seen 3 so far besides LeChuck.
No, I'm a gatecrasher. Bye now.
Not so fast, buddy. You don't look very ghost-like to me. You're very pink.
It's a sunburn. Try not to suffer from. The idea here is I guess I could keep going down this road, but we know we're supposed to do the root beer. And honestly, I don't think I can personally budget enough time just to go through all the dialogue jokes. That they would be funny and interesting if I wasn't already so many hours into the game. Now I just want a quick resolution.
Try not to take this root beer too personally.
Of course, if I use up all the root beer, then
This stuff's great.
I might lose.
Watch out, LeChuck. There's a new sheriff in town and his name... Hey, I better get to the church.
What time is
Seems
it?
like it's always 10 o'clock on this island.
It's always 10 o'clock. So I assume this is just going to jump us into the church. No, we can go to the store, but it didn't let me walk in there.
If there be any man with reason that these 2 people should not be united in blissful matrimony, let him speak now, or forever hold his peace.
We got a very slow talking. The groom isn't human, the groom isn't a gentleman. Elaine, stop the wedding. Stop the wedding.
Stop the wedding!
Hey! Who's that?
You!
So, I just remembered I have an appointment at the dentist. Please don't kill me. I've come to stop you from marrying Governor Marley. Let's go with this one.
I've come to stop you from marrying Governor Marley.
How do you plan to do that?
Governor!
Governor!
Who is he marrying?
Governor?
What's going on?
Oh, Guybrush, you mad fool! I'm impressed you came to rescue me, but it really wasn't necessary. I had everything well in hand.
Apparently.
Unfortunately, your arrival has made it necessary for me to tip my hand early.
How? Who?
How did you manage to escape?
What?
How did you manage to escape?
Oh, that was easy. LeChuck is a bozo.
Hey!
And lots of his crew members were friends of mine when they were alive.
If you're here, then who's under the dress?
If you're here, then who's that in the dress?
It's a couple of monkeys
Oh, don't scare them.
with the
They
voodoo
have my
root.
ghost second root beer bottle.
Oh, I'll get it. Oops.
So they both had the same
Guy
plan.
Brush. Now I've got to chase them down to get my voodoo root beer back.
But hey,
I thought I was the hero,
Dared come here and
but apparently not
confront me?
so much.
I can't believe your audacity.
So am I supposed to cut him back with a quip? I guess I will.
well, I can't believe your stupidity.
Yeah? Well, I can't believe your frivolity.
So what's the opposite of frivolity? Let's see. Validity is not wrong. Virility, felicity, alacrity, atrocity. Let's go with enormity. That means fat.
Well, I can't believe your enormity.
Yeah? Well, I can't believe your mobility.
Mobility? Apparently these are just all going to be ITY words.
Well, I can't believe your alacrity.
Yeah? Well, I can't believe your fragility.
Well, I can't believe your felicity.
Ah, I grow tired of you.
Say now, let's not be hasty.
And off I go. And there goes my ghost bottle. And he's punching me everywhere. And we can see it in the old way and the new way. So he's flying around just beating me up. So what was the point of having the voodoo soap office stuff if the voodoo root beer?
Good to see you, son. How's the ship? If you're interested in trading up, I can give you a fair price for it.
Interesting.
Howdy, partner. You know, just by looking at you, I can tell you're a man of the world. A man
Let's
with
get
an
rid of this
eye
guy.
for
Please
quality.
punch him away.
A man who knows a good bargain when he...
He's putting in all the coins into the Coke machine. Pulling me out. So let's go ahead and pick up this root beer. Pick up root beer. And pick up pieces of 8. And pick up other pieces of 8. So let's go ahead and use root beer on LeChuck. So it wasn't magic voodoo root beer, it was just regular root beer. Is all you needed. Instant replay. Blimp cam. Kaboom. And explosions and fireworks. Have we done it? Have we beaten the pirate LeChuck? I think we did.
Hey,
Yikes. Oh, don't sneak up on me like that.
sorry.
That's okay. You know, LeChuck was a deviant, obnoxious, slithery, creepy, crawly sort of a guy, but I'll say one thing for him.
What's that?
He sure looks nice exploding against the night sky.
Yes, it's very romantic.
Let's do a quick switch to the old animation versus the new
Can I buy you a
animation.
root beer?
Sure.
There's more at Stan's. Oh gosh, I hope Stan's okay.
I really don't care.
I wish my crew could have seen this.
Where is my crew?
You know, I can't shake the feeling that Guybrush was somehow responsible for that big rock sinking the ship.
Oh yeah, they're with the
Yeah.
cannibals now.
As soon as we find a way off this island, we're gonna have ourselves a little chat with Mr. Threepwood.
I've created 3 new enemies, apparently.
Let's get out of this hut first.
At least I learned something from all this.
Did you?
What's that?
How to deal with frustration, disappointment, and irritating cynicism. It's not the size of the ship. Never pay more than $20 for a computer game. Let's go with this one.
Never pay more than $20 for a computer game.
A what?
I don't know. Not sure why I said that.
And that's the first of the Monkey Island series. The 3 games that are, well, the 5 games in the series, 3 of which you can play now. It would be very difficult to play number 3 and 4 in the series, but you can play the remastered version of 1 and 2, and then the Telltale game, Tales from Secret of Monkey Island. Tales of Monkey Island, or whatever it's called. We could even switch back to the old credits here if we wanted to. I imagine it's not worth going through all the credits, so we're just going to have a shorter episode here. Because going through the credits for the remastered version, then going through the credits of the standard version doesn't really help much. Now, unlike Day of the Tentacle, where there was voice acting in the original version, and I had some nostalgia for that, I really couldn't imagine me going through this game in the original version again. The art throughout the entire playthrough here, we've been checking out what the original art looks like compared to the new art, and while the original art does look in some places pretty drastically different, it's not that appealing, and with no voice acting in the original version of the game, that's not that appealing either. The one thing I would say about this game is that at the end, it got very frustrating. The whole third act on Monkey Island had some rather difficult puzzles that didn't make the most amount of sense. Thank goodness for the hint system in the special edition, because I specifically remember playing this game in the original version and having to look up walkthroughs and solutions for all of that. So all of these voice actors right now should turn your computer off now and go to sleep, is what it says on the old credits, because these are all new people that worked on the remastered version in comparison to a very smaller number of people that worked on the original. But The Secret of Monkey Island really set pace after Sam & Max, which I suppose is its predecessor. It really set the pace for point-and-click adventure games being comedic in nature and interesting. I would say Sam & Max is a little bit more obscure than this game is. This tries to stay mostly to pirates and ghosts, The ending here, nowhere close to the ending of Pirates of the Caribbean, the first movie, but the beginning and a lot of the elements most definitely can be seen in those movies. And like I said, there is rumor I have seen that the Pirates of the Caribbean movies were supposed to be a Monkey Island movies, and that certainly would explain why Captain Jack Sparrow in those movies is this comedic character more than a hardened pirate. Remember, you could easily make a pirate story or movie where everybody was just a hardened criminal pirate stealing and robbing and plundering throughout all the lands, and there were, in the heyday of pirate stories, that's normally what the case was. Even in the 80s, when you saw a few movies that were built around having pirates or pirates' treasure, almost always the pirates were the bad guys, and it was either some innocent bystander that got tangled up with the bad pirates. This is one of the fewer stories where the pirate, or the guy who wants to be a pirate at least, is the good guy. Here we can see a web producer getting mentioned, so obviously this is for the new version, because 1990, when this game originally was made, there wouldn't have been any website made, I'm sure. I would also say that I did suffer a little bit having played the other Monkey Island games, 2 and Tales of a Monkey Island in particular, because there are elements that get reused. When I get around to playing the Secret of Monkey Island 2, which probably won't be that long, the Mêlée Island area will probably be very similar. The Monkey Island area will probably be very similar. It's not until we get to that 5th game will they really remake everything and change it up. So there was certainly an element in a future game that I thought was in this game, and I was very surprised that this last act was so short. We've barely gone 17 minutes. Overall, this one is as the years pass, it's becoming more and more important to play this as a historical thing more than a entertainment thing. Very, very special thanks to George Lucas, because George Lucas was big into, well, he ran LucasArts. He owned it, so. And Ron Gilbert is the main creator of this. You kind of go into this game nowadays saying there's going to be some frustrations, there's going to be some problems, there's going to be things that in a modern game would say that people would say are not good enough to be even an average video game. If this game was released tomorrow in the remastered format only, most people wouldn't buy it, most people wouldn't play it. People who did buy it and play it would complain about it for having a very loose story that just jumps around for unrelated reasons. Guybrush Threepwood will return. Oh, Willie. That's a thing they used to say in movies, specifically James Bond movies. In like James Bond will return. So that was the special edition credits. We could look at the classic edition credits. For the special edition version, the only thing I really complain about is the fact that they don't put the controller controls in here, but it does have controller support, even though when I'm recording it was messing up. That's a very small issue. Audio and subtitles and all of that seem to be good. I'm glad it can do high resolutions, at least 1080p. Special effects, I doubt you would play this on any game. This would be a game that might work pretty well on a tablet, but you would be pixel hunting so much in a few places that I'm not sure that would really work. And see, some of these hints in the how to play are specifically at the beginning of the game to help players. The scaring away the seagull in particular was one element, and see, where you just didn't ever do that again. Never really walked somewhere and flipped a board and scared away a seagull after that. So that was a strange puzzle that never got repeated. Arguably, there's not enough puzzles in this game. There's not enough game in this game. It's a little short at barely 6 hours of gameplay. We didn't do much with the voodoo lady because we didn't need to go and ask her for hints. If we didn't have the hint system in the special edition, you might have to ask her for hints a few more times in the Mêlée Island section, but by the time you got to the Monkey Island section, you wouldn't have been able to use her. So it would have been nice if she was going to be the established hint system in the game, for her to magically also have a hut on Monkey Island. That would be cool. Then you could walk in there and ask for more hints, which I definitely did need some hints. The Monkey Island overlay map is problematic because it really shouldn't exist. If they had gotten rid of the overlay map and it was just well, they could have brought up the map and then had a few places you could click and it would just automatically load into that area, or you could just have the entire island connected through just a few linear connections. So you walk to the left of the screen, you go one place, you walk to the right of the screen, you go to another place, and that would help eliminate some of the busy work. There is a lot of busy work and wasting of time to make up for the lack of a game. And the comedy is not amazingly great. It was a lot more funny the first time I played it than the second or third time I've played Monkey Island. So things like this really don't hold up as much. Now, as far as the kid-friendly aspect, that's an iffy one. It's probably fine, but you're gonna have to know your own kids, see if they're gonna be scared of ghost pirates, see if they're going to be upset with some things there. It's mostly the scary things there, the drinking of drug. Some of the jokes are too smart for kids. That's also an issue. This game really isn't designed for kids, so it's not kid friendly. The game interface for kids is terrible. I would almost have to say, more than likely, you would want to play this with your kids, not just hand it to them, because they would get so lost. And even with the hint system, I imagine younger children would just be lost in this. So we've kind of still failed to find a good pirate game. I really wish there was something for younger kids, but I suspect what you would want to do is check out Disney.com and just see if there's a Jake and the Neverland Pirates game online there. That's probably the way it should go. Because while I do have several other Disney games to play, I have this feeling that I'm going to play all of them and they're all going to be bad. But we'll see. Well, I've run out of things to really talk about. That was The Secret of Monkey Island. We will come back at some point in the future, probably not too long from now, and do The Secret of Monkey Island 2. I would like to take a little bit of a break though, and just try and forget some of the things of Monkey Island 1, otherwise it's going to feel a little too repetitive. That's it for this series. As always, I ask you to like, subscribe, click that notification bell, comment and watch every second of my videos, because all that helps me with YouTube, tells them my videos are worth watching. If you browse to my playlist tab, I have a playlist for every game I've ever covered, so check that out too. I'm sure you can find something that will interest you. And down below in the description box, I have links to all my social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Google+, Steam, and Battle.net. So please follow and friend me on all of those things that you're on. That gives you a backup to know when videos are available. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.